Every morning, you might be eating eggs, drinking milk, or trying to add more protein because you believe that's enough to protect your muscles after 60. If your legs still feel weaker, if getting out of a chair feels harder, if climbing stairs leaves you more tired than it used to, or if your grip isn't as strong as it once was, there's one truth worth hearing today. The problem may not be that you're eating too little protein. The problem may be that your muscles no longer respond to protein the way they did when you were younger. After 60, your body can start losing muscle quietly, year after year, without much warning, until one day a grocery bag feels heavier, a short walk feels more tiring, and keeping your balance takes actual concentration. More milk or more eggs may not be enough if your muscles are dealing with low-level inflammation, poor blood flow, and weaker muscle-building signals underneath it all. So today, we're covering 5 fruits that may help your body make better use of the protein you're already eating, and the last one on this list may completely change how you think about your daily snacks. Let's start with 2 fruits that most people never even think to connect with muscle health. The first is jackfruit, a large tropical fruit that rarely crosses anyone's mind in this context, which is unfortunate, because it's genuinely interesting for older adults trying to maintain strength. 1 cup of jackfruit provides close to 3 grams of protein, which doesn't sound like much on its own, but after 60, and especially after 70, the raw protein number isn't the whole story. What matters just as much is what travels alongside that protein. Jackfruit brings essential amino acids that support muscle protein synthesis, but its real value comes from the combination of potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6 riding along with it, 3 nutrients aging muscles need but rarely get enough of. Potassium helps muscles contract properly and may reduce the painful nighttime cramps that jolt people awake. Magnesium helps muscles relax and recover after everyday movement, walking to the mailbox, standing in the kitchen, simple things that still ask something of the body. And vitamin B6 helps your body actually use the protein you eat. Without enough of it, you can eat plenty of protein and still have your body struggle to put it toward muscle tissue. The easiest way to use jackfruit is the canned young version, found in most grocery stores in the international or Asian food aisle. It has a mild flavor and shredded texture that, once cooked, resembles pulled chicken or pork. Just drain it, pat it dry, and sauté it with olive oil, garlic, and seasoning for about 10 minutes. If you'd rather have something sweet, ripe jackfruit blends nicely into a morning smoothie with banana and almond milk. Start with about 3 servings a week, and pair it with a splash of lemon juice for vitamin C, which helps your body use plant-based protein more effectively. Now for the second fruit, one that isn't just higher in protein, but carries an actual weapon against something quietly working against your muscles every single day, low-grade chronic inflammation. That fruit is guava, and if any fruit deserves to be called a complete muscle support package for older adults, it's this one. A single guava can contain more than 4 grams of protein, compare that to an egg's roughly 6 grams, and you start to see why guava shouldn't be treated as an afterthought. But protein isn't even guava's strongest feature. That title belongs to its high quercetin content, a natural anti-inflammatory compound that helps the body fight the kind of low-grade inflammation scientists sometimes call inflammaging, inflammation tied directly to the aging process itself. Picture a small fire burning quietly inside your muscles every day, no sharp pain, no emergency, just a steady interference with your body's ability to rebuild tissue faster than it breaks down. It's part of why some people eat reasonably well and still feel weaker with each passing year. Quercetin helps calm that fire, and when inflammation eases, your muscles get a better shot at actually using the protein you're feeding them for repair. Guava is also unusually rich in vitamin C, even more than oranges, and vitamin C is essential for making collagen, the structural protein that keeps muscles, tendons, and ligaments strong and stable. Without enough of it, the body can feel tighter, ouchier, and less steady during movement, something many people chalk up to normal aging when it may really be a nutrient gap. Guava couldn't be simpler to eat. Wash it and bite into it like an apple, skin included if your teeth allow, since the skin carries fiber and quercetin too. If you prefer it softer, scoop the inside into oatmeal or yogurt, or blend it with Greek yogurt and a handful of spinach for a light, muscle-supporting smoothie. Timing can help here as well. Eating guava roughly 30 to 45 minutes before light activity, like a short walk or some chair exercises, means your muscles have protein, vitamin C, and anti-inflammatory compounds already circulating when movement calls on them. The third fruit on this list rarely shows up on anyone's radar, and that's a shame, because its nutrition profile seems almost built for a problem a lot of people over 60 quietly struggle with: muscles that feel low on energy. That fruit is dried mulberries. Just a quarter cup provides about 4 grams of protein along with a meaningful dose of iron, and that pairing matters more than it might seem. Protein gives your body the raw material to maintain muscle tissue, while iron carries the oxygen that muscle tissue needs to actually use that material. Without enough oxygen reaching muscle cells, they can't work, recover, or grow properly, even if protein intake looks perfectly fine on paper, which is exactly why some people feel tired and slow to recover despite eating reasonably well. The standout feature of dried mulberries is their resveratrol content, the same compound many people associate with red wine and healthy aging, available here without any alcohol involved, which matters for older adults for obvious reasons. Resveratrol appears to support a cellular pathway called CYRT1, and when that pathway is supported, muscle cells may repair damage more effectively, generate more energy, and resist the signals that drive muscle breakdown. Think of mitochondria as the tiny energy factories inside every cell, strong and plentiful when you're younger, but gradually dimming with age, like light bulbs switching off one by one. As mitochondria decline, fatigue creeps in, walking slows, standing for long periods gets harder, and recovery takes longer than it used to. Resveratrol from dried mulberries may help keep more of those factories running, and muscles with more available energy have a better shot at holding on to strength. The best part is how little effort they require. Eat them straight from the bag like raisins, mildly sweet and slightly tart, sprinkled over oatmeal, cereal, salad, or yogurt. Mixed with almonds and a bit of dark chocolate, they make a genuinely satisfying snack for anyone trying to steer clear of cookies or processed sugar between meals. And since iron absorbs better alongside vitamin C, pairing dried mulberries with orange slices, strawberries, or a splash of lemon juice helps your body actually carry that iron, and the oxygen it delivers, to the muscles that need it, supporting better endurance and less fatigue after movement. Fourth fruit might change how you think about protein, fat, and muscle support entirely, and yes, it's a fruit, even though most people never file it under that category. That's the avocado, and for anyone over 60 focused on maintaining muscle, strength, and independence, it may be one of the most important foods to have on a regular rotation. One medium avocado contains roughly 4 grams of protein, but its real strength isn't the protein number at all, it's that the protein arrives packaged with monounsaturated fat, and before that word raises any red flags, here's why it matters. Every muscle cell is wrapped in a membrane built mostly from fat, and as we age, that membrane can grow stiffer and less flexible, making it harder for protein, minerals, and other nutrients to actually get inside the cell where they're needed. The monounsaturated fat in avocado appears to support a more flexible, functional cell membrane, which means nutrients move into muscle cells more efficiently once they arrive. That's the real distinction. Avocado doesn't just offer a bit of protein, it helps build a better environment for that protein, and any other protein you're eating, to actually get used. This reframes the whole question after 60. It's not only, how much protein am I eating, but, what am I eating that helps my body actually use that protein? Avocado also delivers more potassium than a banana, which matters directly for anyone dealing with tight muscles, nighttime cramps, or legs that feel less steady than they used to. It contains glutathione, an antioxidant that helps protect cells from the kind of oxidative damage that can accelerate muscle loss over time. Best of all, avocado asks almost nothing of you. Cut it in half, remove the pit, add a small pinch of salt, and eat it straight from the skin with a spoon in under a minute. Mash it onto whole grain toast, blend half into a smoothie for creaminess, or dice it into soup, salad, or scrambled eggs. If eggs are already part of your morning, adding avocado alongside them makes the whole meal more balanced and more muscle-friendly. A particularly good window to eat it is within about an hour after any movement, a walk, light exercise, resistance bands, even housework, since that's when muscles are primed to receive the protein, healthy fat, and potassium avocado brings to the table for recovery. And now the fruit that may make you completely rethink the small snacks you've been overlooking, dried apricots. They look almost too simple, small, soft, golden or dark brown, sitting quietly on a grocery shelf, but inside is a genuinely powerful combination for anyone past 60. Half a cup provides more than 2 grams of protein alongside beta-carotene, potassium, iron, and a range of plant compounds, and what makes this fruit special is that none of these work in isolation, they work together, supporting muscles, connective tissue, blood flow, and the body's broader repair process all at once. Beta-carotene converts into vitamin A, important for immunity and tissue repair. Potassium supports the contraction signals that tell muscles when to tighten and when to release. Iron carries oxygen to muscle tissue, and the polyphenol compounds in apricots may help ease the oxidative stress that tends to build with age and slow recovery down. There's another piece worth understanding here: muscle satellite cells, which act like a repair crew stationed near muscle fibers, ready to activate and rebuild tissue whenever muscles experience the mild damage that comes from normal movement. In younger bodies, this repair team responds quickly. After 60, and especially after 70, that activation slows down, which helps explain why recovery feels slower, legs feel weaker, and rebuilding muscle takes noticeably more effort than it used to. Dried apricots earn their top spot largely because of their potassium content. Half a cup delivers more than 1,000 milligrams, a substantial amount from such a small snack, and potassium's connection to muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and everyday strength makes this particularly relevant for older adults. Too little of it, and muscles cramp more easily, feel stiffer, weaker, and slower to respond. Dried apricots also bring copper, a trace mineral most people overlook entirely, which supports the connective tissue that keeps tendons and ligaments strong, the structures literally connecting muscle to bone and enabling safe movement. So this fruit isn't just supporting the muscles themselves, but the scaffolding around them too. No cooking required, just 6 to 8 dried apricots, roughly a small handful, work well as a mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack, exactly when the body wants light energy but you'd rather skip cookies or processed sweets. Pop them into oatmeal, yogurt, or cereal, or combine them with dried mulberries and a few almonds for a convenient, muscle-supporting snack you can carry with you. Dried fruit is tough to chew. Simmering them gently in a bit of water for about 5 minutes softens them considerably, making them easier to enjoy with toast, oatmeal, or yogurt. One detail worth knowing when shopping: look for unsulfured dried apricots, or packaging that says, "no sulfur dioxide." These tend to be darker brown rather than bright orange, and while they're less visually striking, they typically contain fewer preservatives, since the bright orange color usually comes from sulfur dioxide treatment. Store them somewhere cool and dark, or in the refrigerator, to help them last longer. One important note: if you have kidney disease, diabetes, or take heart or blood pressure medication, or if a doctor has told you to watch your potassium intake, talk to a healthcare professional before adding high-potassium fruits like avocado or dried apricots regularly. So there you have it, 5 fruits that may help your body support muscle after 60 in ways eggs or milk alone might not fully cover. Jackfruit brings amino acids, potassium, magnesium, and vitamin B6. Guava brings protein, vitamin C, and quercetin to help manage inflammation. Dried mulberries bring protein, iron, and resveratrol to support cellular energy. Avocado combines protein with healthy fat and potassium to help build a better environment for muscle cells. And dried apricots bring potassium, beta-carotene, iron, copper, and plant compounds that support recovery and the connective tissue around your muscles. None of these fruits replace protein. They help the protein you're already eating do its job more effectively, so there's no need to give up eggs, fear milk, or cut out chicken, fish, or Greek yogurt if those foods already work for you. Focusing on protein alone while ignoring the nutrients that help your muscles actually respond to it may mean missing a real piece of the picture after 60. It's worth remembering what's really at stake here. This isn't only about looking stronger. It's about standing up from a chair without effort, walking with more confidence, climbing stairs without hesitation, lowering the risk of a fall, and continuing to do the things you enjoy without leaning too heavily on other people. Muscle isn't just strength, it's independence, and independence is one of the most valuable things to protect as we age. If you're ready to start, don't try to fit all 5 fruits into one day. The easiest one this week, maybe avocado, and add guava the next. After that, work in dried apricots or dried mulberries as a snack, or find young jackfruit for a warm meal when you can. Small, steady changes, repeated daily, add up to something meaningful over time.